Now, yesterday, Biggie just made a great observation. We had a lunch with about 12 people. Dave couldn't go. We missed you.
Yeah,
we did.
Really good time. Very fun. But BB Shea was sitting next to me, and we were just chatting off air. And Biggie said, boy, he was awfully quiet yesterday. I said, well, there's a reason for that. I mean, big time. Early on, we were talking about television shows. Somebody down there, and I was, you know how it goes, like I was with the 4 or 5 people talking.
Like 13, 14 people, just stretching a long table.
Separate conversations. And so I had a group down there, and they were talking about television shows. And somebody said, have you seen White Lotus on HBO? Now, I had. I was like, yes, I have.
Your nipples got semi-hard.
This is one I can talk about.
I quickly turned away because I know that the poop suitcase story is coming.
I love Poop Suitcase, okay?
Who doesn't?
In that show, and immediately I told her, I said, by the way.
That's a real poo. It isn't. Oh, yeah.
No, we've heard it's not, and they
Everyone
confirmed
says it's not.
No, it's real. They just don't want to say that.
Here's my theory.
No, they had a camera set up in that room round the clock.
Waiting.
Now,
you can't fake turds like that.
if you don't know the story.
Yes, I know.
I just told her. I didn't care. Food was present. I didn't care. I was like, I'm telling this turd story. Because on that show, in the last episode, one of the characters has to defecate in a suitcase. And I said it just like that at the table. Because those guys hadn't seen it. I said, by the way, watch for the defecation. And you'll see it. You'll know it when you see it. There's no question about it. And I said,
pivotal. This is what he's talking about.
It's pivotal.
I'm going to call him.
He's shimmying his shorts down.
This might be the part.
I bet this is it.
The hotel manager takes a dump into a suitcase to get back a guest who they've been fighting the whole time. And my theory is, because they shoot it from overhead and we see it, and my theory is that there was no CGI involved, that he really did that, and that each day on the set, when he had to take his Constitution, they said, all right, everybody, let's go to that scene, and we'll shoot it 10 times here, and let's just get the best one for it. You know, tell us when you have to go. So I told them all that, and they were enthralled. They were all like, really? But here's why BB Shea wasn't talking. Somebody said, didn't Jennifer Coolidge win Best Supporting Actress for that show at the Emmys? And she did. And Jennifer Coolidge is an actress, been in a lot of stuff. And she did. She won for that. She's Stifler's mom from American Pie.
Right.
So BB Shea, and you know he prides himself on knowing his entertainment and stuff.
And he does. He knows his movies, his actors, actresses.
So BB Shea says, actually, there's been 2 seasons of that show, and she wasn't in the first season. She was in the second season only. And I said, oh, BB Shea, you couldn't be more.
Target locked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You heard that.
Belly head missile locked.
BB Shea, you just couldn't be more wrong. There's only been 1 season. She was in it, and she won Best Supporting Actress for it. And he goes, oh, and he just sat back, and it was like in the fetal position the rest of
it. It took the wind out of his sails, for sure.
He barely even spoke the rest of the time.
It really was like you stood up on the table and just teabagged him.
I did.
Look, you may hold court down there in that little bullpen you call an office, throwing around half truths. But
this is
bring it to the big
league. Welcome to the show. Okay, I mean you don't bring in Jennifer Coolidge was only in season 2 and there's 2 seasons. BB Shea.
Part-timers might believe that.
Oh my God! Oh, they would have all believed it. They would have all down that. I said, oh no.
Really, tell us more.
No. I said, let me tell you. Did you hear my poop story? Because I'm going to go through that. I mean, that right there. I just said, BB Shea, you're out of your league here. Don't just throw that out there like you know something.
Go back to your burger.
And he just started his peanut. He got a peanut butter burger. That's so BB Shea. They came out. He sat right next to me, and they had the burger. You know, the bun was off, and it was smeared with peanut butter. I said, what is that? Some sort of spicy brown mustard? And he goes, no, it's peanut butter. And I said, are you out of your mind?
He wasn't.
He ate it. That's what he does.
In the words of David Spade, I can hear you getting fatter.
Yeah. Tommy boy.
That's a good line. That's right. I can hear you getting fatter. He said something, too, about, I forget what it was. It was so ridiculously contrarian, I didn't even approach. I said, I'm not even going to. I won't even.
You said your piece?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not even getting into this. I forget what it was. You know how he does. Old BB Shea. He winds me up.
And there was at least 1, if not 2 people. And, you know, when you get a group that large at a lunch, not all the food comes out at the same time.
Right.
And at least 1 member of our team or one of our coworkers wolfed his food down before everyone had been served.
That's true. Now
There were still people waiting for food. And it came out in a couple of stages.
It was a pretty long time. It was 4 or 5 minutes. But like half of us got food.
But you know the rules.
You know the rules. And the other half, they have to do their thing too. Y'all go ahead.
Go ahead. Please eat.
No one did except one person.
Oh, he didn't even wait.
He didn't wait for
I'll
anything.
tell you this. He didn't wait, and because I've known this man for a long time.
As soon as the plate was in front of him, he dug in.
He dug in immediately, and I knew, and I saw Chris Demm, Chris Kelly sitting there not eating, and I was like, no, he was already one taco down.
He had it finished before everybody else got their food.
Yeah.
And, he says that's the dumbest rule that there is, to not eat until everybody gets their food. It's all going to get cold. And someone else said, well, there's a decorum. It's called manners.
That was me.
No, he doesn't.
Who said that? You said
It was me.
Yeah.
Jeez, Kelly.
Who said that? Chris Demm said that? Chris Demm said right off.
Who said that?
He said that. Yeah, it was. I thought it was bad.
It's a bad look.
I thought it was a bad look.
Are you shocked?
Yeah.
And his young protege in the flip-flops, I think, dug right in, too.
He did.
He tucked in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's locked in. And he literally was done before anybody else, half of them hadn't got their food.
Yeah, I mean, napkin on plate.
By the way,
he got the dessert menu as we were also
he
eating
did.
lunch.
I got the sweet potato fries yesterday.
And
He's going to live forever.
Delicious. Someone emailed me at the end of yesterday's program, right at the end of garbage time, to say if you want to live to be 100, eat the Okinawa diet, which is 60% sweet potatoes. So when I saw sweet potato fries on the menu, I got it.
Yeah.
And Chris Demm said, so cliche. Look at this.
Everyone in Okinawa's just in their heads.
That's why they all leave Okinawa. What's for dinner, Mom?
sweet taters.
Sweet potatoes.
Again?
Sweet potatoes. The good, the bad, the ugly today. The good story. Biggie, I'm so happy you're here for this because this is the most inspiring story I've read in a long time.
I have no choice but to be here. You say that every time, and I remind you, I'm contractually obligated at least for 6 more months to be here.
I am so glad that you're here for this. I look around this room and I think, this is for you. And I read it today and I said, this woman is so inspirational. I can't even tell you. Her name is Brittany Neely. She is from Greenville, North Carolina. She now lives in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And she has just won Ms.Full Figured NC.
What?
Right. I never heard of it.
No.
Never heard of it. She won it, and now she'll be competing in Ms.Full Figured America in Atlanta next month. How great is that? And here's what I thought. I read it, and I was like, okay, full figured, whatever. You listen to her voice, and you realize this is an inspirational woman. And I said, I want Biggie to hear this. Get in here. Let's tuck in here.
Do you want Biggie in a pageant?
To me, you are that full-figured gal, as am I. I thought
her story is your story. She's me.
She's me. She's speaking through us. That's right.
I am she.
And she said, at one point in my life, I wasn't outgoing. I was sheltered because of my weight.
I haven't always been this confident that, a lot of people see that in me. It's changed over time. Like, just be owning myself and living in my truth. It takes time.
It's so wonderful.
Living in her truth.
Yes.
Truth. Her whole mission is body positivity. And, I'm always torn on that because I have a good friend who says, why are we not fat shaming more? Why? Because, it would make people healthier if you told them, hey, lose a few pounds.
Not sure that's accurate.
I don't think that's true. I'm going, because this woman's positive, this story did something for me. She
did?
And the little fat girl inside of me.
It still resides there today.
That still
crying
resides
out.
there.
Someone sees me.
Crying out.
Little chubster.
She sees me.
I haven't always been this confident that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. That's the same thing we just played. But she just said that's her whole thing was that body positivity, looking at yourself in a positive light, is the way to go. Here's a little more of her.
I haven't always been this.
No, it's just not. We just we just do not have the second clip. We just
She's
only
just living
have
in her truth.
We just only have the first
truth.
truth. She's living in her truth.
Where was the pageant?
Let's just say that. In
Greenville?
Greenville, I believe. That's right. Yep. It's in Greenville.
Oh, we didn't hear about that.
I didn't hear about it. Do we know if this pageant, Kelly, is run like traditional pageants where there's interview?
Yes. It was all of those.
gown.
It was all of those things. Yes, and
Talent.
all of those
Talent.
things. Yes, and she went through all of that. Yes,
Or swimwear, cabana
yes,
wear.
swimwear, and it worked out so beautifully for her.
Do we know her talent?
I don't know the talent. No, I
Do we
do
know the
not.
parameters?
Okay,
Look,
okay.
if you're going to call it something, then let's set the rules.
Yeah, who can enter, who can't?
They didn't list that. I'm sure there are parameters.
If you're 5'7", 105, I bet you can't go.
I think you're right.
I mean, you're probably not considered full figured at
I think
105.
I wonder if they just give you a look-see and say yes, or if there are real measurements.
Thumbs down.
You know,
You also don't want to body shame.
right?
So maybe you have to take everybody,
Or discriminate.
anyone that thinks they're full figured, and you just say, okay.
If you
and they
see
just
yourself
don't-
as full-figured,
Yeah.
maybe. Well, she was inspiring. I can say that.
What has she inspired you to do?
Accept myself. You accept yourself for what you are. But at the same time, I want to lose weight.
Like Okinawa.
Yeah, yeah, like do the Okinawa diet. Exactly. There's the bad story today, and I just mentioned this a minute ago. Disney, once again, we just read that 93% of families now say, I can't afford to go to Disney. They've raised their prices across the board. The tickets are now an average of $130 for one day at one park for each person. So if you've got a family of 4, you're spending $500 to go into the park and for nothing else, to go into one park like the Magic Kingdom.
I mean, if I get your special pass, how many rides is that going to get me on average in a day?
Special pass.
Yeah, don't you get like a special pass don't you buy a special pass so you can get on rides?
Every ride is available. Fast passes you
Yeah.
could get.
That's extra money.
That's extra money, and you get 2.
So for this price, how many rides can I get on?
That's the average, 2. The lowest price is $109. The highest is $159. Right in the middle is about $130, and that would probably get you the 2 fast passes, is my guess. So the average person pays $130 per person to go into the park and ride the rides.
Excluding food and souvenirs.
Excluding food, souvenirs, all that stuff. And now they've raised their price also. They have a Michelin-rated 5-star restaurant called...
What?
Yeah. You didn't know? You didn't
Can't
know?
be 5 stars.
It's 5-star. You didn't know that? Yeah, it's called Victoria and Albert's. I've been next to it.
What?
Yeah.
It's
You
right
stare at the menu outside,
Well, you can't.
or look at the patrons inside.
Yeah, they just open the door so you can kind of just peep in, It's dark.
In what part of the park?
It is in a hotel, Grand Floridian, I believe.
Isn't, I was going to say the Orleans for some reason, but I don't think that's right.
It's not. I've not been to the Orleans. But the Grand Floridian has a restaurant that's a steakhouse, and right next to it is Victoria and Albert's. And that is, I want to say, a French restaurant. It is a 10-course meal. It used to be $475. Now it's $625 to eat one meal at this.
Food costs have skyrocketed.
That's why they say they've gone up on the price.
Every restaurant's gone up.
That's why they say they've done it. $625.
Does that include wine pairings?
It does. It does include the wine pairings. But a lot of people are saying it's overpriced. The food is not good enough for that. My wife and I considered for our anniversary.
It's the Grand Floridian.
I thought. Okay, so I've been to a restaurant right beside it for the Grand Floridian. Okay.
That's also used to try to get shine off of sitting next to somebody in a strip club who was getting a lap dance.
Oh.
I was sitting right next to.
Yes, that's kind of because you said I ate to the
Right
next
near
door.
them, right.
This is kind of the same thing.
When I was waiting in the lobby and the door opens, you see inside what's going on. It's very dark. It's very nice. My wife said one of these days maybe we could eat there. $625? No.
How busy is it?
Packed. It's hard to get a reservation. I mean, when I've been in the past, you have to go. You have to say before you go months ahead, I want to get in there. Not that many tables. It's like 10 tables maybe. Yeah. And when they open the door, you see everybody sitting there. You have to wear a suit. All of those things. But I have heard it's not good enough for $625. That's what a lot of people are saying online. It's like they've gone up. They've got some nerve to charge that. We have Andrew on the line. He's eating there. Andrew, tell us about Victoria and Albert's.
Yeah, P1 out of Greensboro. My wife and I ate there a couple of years ago. Essentially, yeah, it's $500. That does not include wine.
Ooh.
That's just the food.
Wow.
The wine pairing is another like $200.
Okay, right. That's right.
It is a 10-course meal. It is set to you. So, they called me a month and a half before the meal. and said, "What do you like? What do you not like? And we will make this to your preferences."
That's pretty
What
nice.
did you tell them?
That's nice. Yeah. Okay. What did you get?
Yeah. And things like, if you don't like this particular food, you have an allergy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had Wagyu beef. We had sweetbreads. We had, you name it. And then they have wine and cheese pairings and all of that as well.
Now the big question is it worth $600, $700?
Yes.
Yes. It was that
We
good.
paid right at $1,000. We paid right at $1,000 after tip and drinks and everything. But I will do it again. And it took months to get a reservation.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Because they have 3 rooms, and the big room holds 20 people.
Right.
The small room holds 12. And then the chef's table holds, I think, 8 or 10.
Mm-hmm.
And they only do 1 seating a day.
That's right. I was waiting for another restaurant, and when the door would open, I'd peep in.
Yeah,
sir,
they do.
please.
Yep, they do. And it's not a Michelin star restaurant. It is a 5-diamond AAA.
A 5-diamond
Big
AAA
difference.
restaurant. Which is better, Michelin?
Incredibly different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I would say Michelin's probably better, like
Okay.
French Laundry, stuff like that.
Right.
But it is a top-notch restaurant, and it was well worth the time and the effort and the money.
Is that considered the best, elite, high-end restaurant in Florida?
Probably.
It's pretty much. I think Florida has 1 or 2 Michelin restaurants, but yeah, it's up there.
Mm-hmm.
How about that?
One person online said the price jump is to keep the middle class out. They only want the upper crust in that restaurant.
Oh, don't worry.
And, and oddly enough, it's everybody can go, anybody can go. I'm not the kind of person you would consider upper crust. I'm covered in tattoos. I have 24 piercings, and they treated me absolutely wonderful.
They put you in the small room, though, right?
Yeah. We didn't get any reservations for the rest of the night. We're going to put you in this seating
I
for
picture
12.
Mickey peeking his head out from around the kitchen door. Who the hell is that?
Keep an eye on that one.
Wouldn't you be happier somewhere else?
Yeah,
We outpriced these people.
we should talk food off the air.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You and Chris Demm should get together on this. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Andrew.
My goodness. Yeah, they probably call the new price increase the Andrew rule. Remember that guy that came in last year? We got to get rid of him.
we don't want.
My goodness. We do have the full-figured woman now, the correct clip.
Oh, okay.
She
Inspiring clip number 2.
Inspiring clip number 2, Biggie has it for us, and she says her whole thing is body positivity.
It was my weight. I was always considered the big girl, and I felt like people, you just always stood out. And I guess with the pageant, because one of our motto is size has no barrier on beauty, because it doesn't. We are all beautiful regardless of the size. And I feel like as women, we have to love our body through pregnancy, weight loss, gain. It's just a lot of areas that we go through with our bodies, and we have to love every part.
So true. Is she right or is she right?
She's right.
Absolutely right.
Did you have your vote?
100%. I want this woman winning this thing. I heard her speak. I said to Chris Demm, this woman speaks for a generation. This is all of us.
If I wasn't playing pickleball, I'd be there.
I would be
In
there
Atlanta.
in Atlanta. I'd like to coordinate a pickleball tournament with this pageant when she goes next month.
And I think Dave is currently looking at how he can become a judge in Atlanta.
Now,
Hey, it's like my old friend Scott used to say, big girls need loving too.
it's those kinds of comments
That's what's holding us
that's
back.
holding us back as a society.
I didn't say it.
Your friend Scott said it.
Well, he did.
I know him. He's a big gal himself.
You're right about that.
Okay. Let me say this. Unfortunately, the ugly story today comes from our industry. A DJ in St. Louis is being called into question and getting some pushback today because during a commercial break in St. Louis, he had words with his female co-host. The guy's name is Vic Faust. He is also, in addition to being a drive time host on KFNS, he is also a Fox 2 news anchor in St. Louis. And he and his co-host, Crystal Cooper, got into, I wouldn't even say a disagreement. I would say he just yelled at her on Monday in a confrontation off air, but it was being recorded digitally. In this business, a lot of times you're recorded. You don't even know you're being recorded. But he was he's on a hard rock station there, 100.7 The Viper. And during the commercial break, he started talking to his co-host, and it's been edited. There's so many beeps in this thing.
I heard you, I think, playing part of it, and I couldn't hear. All I heard was beeps. I thought you were listening to some sort of remix.
Right. That's what it sounds like.
But evidently, it started because she made fun of his technical abilities or inability to use a computer.
That's right. On the air. She had done that the day before.
That was kind of a running gag, maybe?
Yes.
I don't know.
And he said, you had no right to attack me on the air. And this was like the next show.
Listen, you're a fat, nasty, and you don't bring up on air when I have your back. You're a fat. I don't care if you're here or not.
Be like that, guys. Come on, man.
Now that's the producer.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, guys. Please. He was all over her. I fear that's what Biggie hears from my voice.
Oh, I thought that was us.
You're a fat, boop, 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 fat, boop. Ouch.
This went on
Cringe.
This went on 4 minutes.
The entire commercial break?
The entire commercial break.
Serious?
I let it go yesterday.
But you called me stupid for the
Because
second
who brought
time.
up the stupid subject? You
wasn't a
called,
stupid
you
subject.
were making fun of me because I was dealing with the computer.
Chris was too. It wasn't just me.
No, he
Chris
wasn't.
was. Yes, he said, "Oh my God,
didn't
it's going to be
say
here in 3
anything-
weeks."
He didn't say anything on air.
Yes, he did. Go back and
You
listen.
have
He
a
was
history-
laughing when I
you
did
have a
it.
history of attacking me on air, and
No,
Chris
I
knows.
don't. You have a history of attacking me on air. Are you kidding?
You and your big fat looking ass. Don't come back.
Really?
You start me the
You're
fuck
not
up,
my boss.
well,
I'm come.
and I'll call you a every day.
Oh, man. I mean, that is brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, I wish I had a bell to ding every time I've heard something similar.
Yeah.
I hope they're not dealing with the same computer system.
It's got to be. It sounds so familiar.
The timing, it just couldn't be more cringy.
It's so familiar.
Because we've all said the same thing about our new computer system.
Oh, my
And
goodness.
just this week.
Man, I don't even know if time allows us to play the rest of this.
Self-righteous.
That's me.
And every day that you come in this studio, I will call you what you are.
Oh.
Fat, nasty bitch. And the only reason you have this job is because of me.
Stop. Okay.
I like the producer. Guys, please stop. It's terrible. How could you work with somebody after something like that?
She won't. He's been fired.
I would hope. I would think.
He's been let go. I'm sure he'll lose both jobs.
Yeah.
He has from both, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's already made a statement. This is not who I am.
Right.
That's not big house.
Right.